You ever find yourself in the wrong place at the exact right time? Yeah, that's what today's story is about. But more than that, it's about learning real, usable English through funny, awkward, and unforgettable moments. This isn't grammar drills or textbook exercises. This is story-based learning that actually sticks. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell, because every day, we're dropping a new story that'll make you better at English without you even noticing. He had just wanted to see Buckingham Palace. That was it. He wasn't trying to make a scene or end up in the middle of anything big. He just wanted a photo, maybe wave at the palace guards, check it off his list, and move on to his next adventure.
Simple plan.
London was chilly but clear. The kind of weather where your hands are cold, but the air smells clean and fresh. He took the underground, popped out a green park, and walked through the trees toward the palace. It was just past mid-morning.
Quiet, peaceful.
He followed a group of tourists up the path and suddenly heard something in the distance.
Drums.
He thought maybe it was a speaker playing music, or someone doing a street performance nearby.
But then he saw it. Marching bands. Real ones. In uniform. Drums, trumpets, flags.
And behind them, even more, dancers in colorful outfits, tall feathered hats, people holding giant paper lions, and 2 rows of children wearing matching sashes, tossing candy into the crowd.
Wait, what?
This was not in the guidebook. He looked left and right, confused. What was happening? Why were the streets blocked off? Where had all these people come from? Before he could figure it out, a crowd swelled behind him.
Cameras up.
Tourists cheering. Locals waving flags. And suddenly, just like that, he was stuck. The parade curved right around the front of the palace, right across the street he had planned to walk on. Metal barricades had been set up while he was still wandering through the park. Police officers in yellow vests stood at each corner, smiling and waving, making sure nobody crossed.
He couldn't go forward.
Couldn't go back.
He was boxed in.
He stood next to a family with matching t-shirts and a woman who looked like she was live streaming everything to her followers. They weren't moving anytime soon. He thought maybe he could find a side street or sneak through a gap, but every direction was full of people.
So he gave up and watched the parade.
He leaned against a lamppost and let the sounds fill the air. Horns, whistles, applause, shouts. It was kind of beautiful, actually. Bright and loud and chaotic, but in a good way. He saw floats decorated like London buses, a group of dancers dressed as famous British landmarks, and even a guy in a massive Big Ben costume, swaying back and forth like it was totally normal. A stranger handed him a small flag.
He took it. Why not?
Someone passed out candy. He took that too. A group of kids in red and white uniforms performed a choreographed routine in the middle of the road.
People clapped.
Someone nearby sang along with the music. For a while, he forgot about being stuck. Then came the horses. Police officers on horseback rode slowly, keeping the crowd back. That's when he realized the parade was almost over. As the final float passed, people began to drift away. The police opened a few barriers. The crowd spilled onto the streets again like water breaking through a dam. He stepped forward, finally free to move again. The palace was still in front of him, just as he'd planned. But now the photo didn't feel as important. He'd just been part of something unexpected. Something he never planned for, but would definitely remember.
So, did you expect that ending?
That's the magic of stories. Even when plans change, there's always something to learn. And today you probably picked up new expressions like boxed in, drift away, and massive Big Ben costume without even trying. That's how English gets easier. If you liked the story, like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment. Have you ever gotten stuck somewhere and ended up loving it? We've got a new adventure every day, so don't miss the next one.